Well, more on New Japan Road to New Beginnings still continues on. So we're getting closer and closer to certain matches we definitely want to watch. But also, we're going to have a little discussion about the recent news that came out today, which is the Peacock now purchasing the WWE Network. So many of their content will be now streaming on Peacock. So, all of that will be reviewed, discussed, and talked about on this episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Welcome everybody to Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that is pro wrestling from AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, J Rod here. So let's begin with reviewing on the 24th of January for New Japan Pro Wrestling's The Road to New Beginning, which took place in Korakuen Hall. So the first match was Suzuki-gun members Minoru Suzuki, Doigi, Kanemaru, and El Desperado taking on Yuya Emura, Tiger Mask, Yuji Nagata, and Togi Makabe. But this match started out where the young lion excuse me, Yuya Umura ran to the ring and got in the face of the one person you don't want to get in his face with. I'm talking about the king of pro wrestling, Minoru Suzuki. But the match was basically, it was all Suzuki Gun. I don't know what Yuya Uemura was thinking. He thinks he had bigger guts. But come on, you cannot go face to face with the king. I know that. So Suzuki Gun won this match as always. Now the next match, continuation of the grudge match between the United Empire, the Great Okan and Will Ospreay taking on Satoshi Kojima and Tenzan. Now, as you know what happened the last time, Great Okan was brutalized by Tenzan and by using chairs, so he murderized them completely. But the Great Okan and Will Ospreay were not in a good mood. They were like not happy how the results turned out last time, so it turned into a brawl, and it ended in a no contest. Referee was thrown out many times, so basically, no one won. So there's goes. Next match we have Bullet Club members Dick Togo, Yujiro Takahashi, and Evil taking on Chaos members Yoshihashi, Goto, and Okada. Now, once again, Evil is still not acknowledging his that he needs to wrestle against Okada. Now, Okada has his reasons. He wants to right a wrong that took place at last year's New Japan Cup, but Evil doesn't want that. His mind is somewhere else, figuring out a way to obtain what he lost last year, which is the double championship. But, however, Kevin Kelly was trying to tell Phantasmo, don't you think that maybe facing Okada would have improved them to go one step closer to that? So, I don't think Evil has any intentions. He wants to do things his way. But but the match actually went great. As you know, you always have Dick Togo with the garage, as always, and of course, the walking stick from Yujiro did the trick, but not. So, Bullet Club won this match. Next match, we have Tomoaki Humna teaming with Sho, taking on LIJ members Tetsuya Naito and Hiromu Takahashi. Now, as you know, Tetsuya Naito was not too thrilled the way he lost that elimination match, that 10-man elimination match where he got eliminated by Tomoaki Humna. Now, I don't know if this is going to take place, having this match, because I would have loved to see that match. Not because I say so, because you look at the other members of LIJ, his partner of the night, Hiromu, He's putting his IWGP Junior Heavyweight title on the line against Show. And you got Sanada taking on Ibushi for the double championship. You got Takagi putting his never openweight title against Tanahashi, and then of course Bushi made it perfectly clear he wants to wrestle Master Wato. So why there is no match set for these two? I would love to see it, but the match was okay. But however, the way it ended with what's his name, with Naito pinning Humna, but however he wouldn't let him go. He was still holding on, so he had Bushi do the 1, 2, 3 count. So that's his way of trying to be cocky enough to ensure he won. Now, main event, we got more of the LIJ members, Bushi, Shingo Takagi, and Sanada taking on Master Wato, Tanahashi, and Kota Ibushi. Now, this match was also good. As you know, I mentioned these guys are all in a match. But however, how did this outcome win? You got Ibushi, Wato, and of course, Tanahashi winning. So it's becoming clear. But however, the intensity between both Takagi and Tanahashi is increasing. Now, Kevin Kelly did state it earlier or on the other times when he started having Tanahashi challenge. He thinks Shingo Takagi was selfish to pick him to face for the never open weight. Maybe so, but I'll explain more on the next segment with the 25th of January of Road to New Beginning. But however, it was Wato and Bushi Tanahashi winning the match. So let's move forward with the following day, which was the interesting one, personally for me. So let's talk about that right now. Okay, so we're in New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Beginning on January 25th, again in Corkin Hall. First match was an 8-man tag team match. We had Bullet Club members Yado, Gedo, El Fantasmo, Taiji Shimuri taking on Yota Tsuji, Tiger Mask, Yuji Nagata, and of course, Togi Makabe. Now, in recent days in this tour, El Fantasmo was showing up in commentary. Now, I don't know if this is something that he thought of or whatever, or he just went up ahead. I don't know. But recently he's been joining commentary with Kevin Kelly. But there was a moment in the match he just abandoned his team. He ended up in commentary. He left Ghetto defenseless. There were 3-on-4. And then later when he noticing the whole thing was getting lost, so it what's his name? Yuji Nagata actually submitted um, Ghetto. And then Kevin Kelly tells him, "This is what you play for playing haha." But later it was revealed that he will be joining commentary with Kevin Kelly. I don't know how is he gonna take it. As you know, normally when we have English commentary, is either that British dude Chris or Rocky Romero. But we'll see what happens in the upcoming weeks. So nice job, El Fantasmo. Nice job for abandoning your team, playing haha. Now the next match, again with the grudge between the United Empire versus Kojima and Tenzan. Now this has escalated far enough. Even B. Priestley showed up out of the blue and gave both of them a low blow. They nearly tried to take out Tenzan once again. But however, the match once again ended up in no contest. But Will Ospreay decided that if they're gonna play dirty, it's gonna be a no disqualification match, which Kojima has no problem with. Because Will Ospreay will not take lightly after what happened to Great Khan the last few times they tangle with each other. But it is what it is. Next match, we had another Bullet Club match with Chaos. We have Dick Togo, Yujiro, and Evil taking on Chaos members Ishii, Goto, and Okada. Now, basically, they changed the dynamic a little bit. They had, instead of Yoshihashi involved, he was not in this one. He was on commentary, in case you're wondering. So it was a great match. But however, would this be enough to convince Evil that he has to wrestle Okada? Now, he doesn't want to. He thinks there's nothing benefit for him. He thinks that Okada hasn't done anything. But Okada is the one thing that could get him to the top to ensure he gets a title shot. Now, do I think he will do it? I don't know. Will he be forced? I don't know. But we just gotta wait and see what happened in the upcoming time during this current tour. Next match, we have Master Wato, Tomoki Hamna, and taking on Bushi and Tetsuya Naito. My bad. It was Hiromu who was with with Naito the last time. My bad. I was reading it wrong. But this one was once again, we're seeing more of Tomoyaki Hamna being strong. He's getting better and better, even for a guy his age. But I'm dying to see this match between these two. Come on, New Japan, book it. I would love to see it. I don't know how many fans would. I would see it. How about you guys? If you do, leave a comment down below and you tell me why you think they should book it. But however, Bushi and Naito won thanks to Naito pinning Hamna, which I made a mistake. It was Bushi who did the 1, 2, 3 when in the post match. Now this main event between was who was in it? Sh- um, Hiromu Takahashi, Shingo, and Sanada taking on Sho, Tanahashi, and Ibushi. This is one of the best matches of the night. Now, this was so intensely crazy. Now, this was a 30-minute match. No pinfalls or submissions were almost being made. I mean, there were close calls, either from both pinning or submitting, but it had ended in a time limit draw. I was like, wow, now that's a match. But it kind of ended where Shingo and Tanahashi were trying to make the pin, but time ran out. So it became a draw. But however, Tanahashi did feels like a fire has lit up in him that he has been dormant for that long, and Tagagi likes it. So he was trying to bring out the fire that Tanahashi had. It appears he did. But the real question, here's the thing: we never seen Tanahashi ever held the never openweight championship. We know he's been IWGP heavyweight champion, intercontinental champion, heavyweight tag team champion, but never openweight. I don't think so. But this would be a good opportunity for him. So I can't wait for that match that's going to happen at the end of this month. Hope you guys are excited. So I think that's it for now for New Japan. So let's talk about the latest news coming out between WWE and Peacock. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is discuss this latest news that came out today. Apparently, there was a prediction by these guys, mostly from this guy named Michael Vellante, who runs a sort of similar podcast YouTube channel called Squared Circle Psychobabble. Now, Michael Vellante, he kind of basically predicted this was going to happen. There has been reports coming out that the NBC NBC are planning to move their hockey games on the UA Set Network on the same time slot as NXT. Now there has been talk about NXT hasn't been successful in their numbers. I mean, there have been some great times the way it is, but we have witnessed before on certain occasions during the NBA where AEW and NXT did not collide and they did better way without competing with each other. Now there's been talk, but however, Michael Velazzi predicted that we may see NXT in the streaming service because the problem is with NXT, it will always be declared as a developmental program, which is true. It still continues on. They never considered NXT as a third brand, even though the roster considered themselves as a brand. But now it's been revealed that Peacock is getting all of their rights of everything of their archives and all that in their service. Now, as fans, I like to ask you guys, how do you guys feel about WWE being streamed by Peacock? Now, I know some of you pay like $9.99 a month for the W Network. I never had it, but I did had the W Network for 30 days for free. That was like during WrestleMania time because I wanted to see it and catched up on certain WCW events that I watched when I was a kid related to Sting and all that. So, me, I feel okay, it would be interesting. But however, Michael Velate from Square Source made a valiant point. Not a lot, they don't are not getting a lot of the ratings from the 18 to 49 demographic. All they've been getting good ratings from the 50 plus. As if you guys don't know what I'm referring to the elderly people who are old school traditional wrestling WWE fans. They won't be able to see their shows on television because we could be facing the era of TV could be obsolete. Now it's all about streaming, that sort of thing. But now, because of this, of NXT could be being streamed on Peacock, this could be the end of the Wednesday Night War. Reason this was mentioned by Square Circle Cycle Babel was because we have witnessed on majority of the occasions AEW winning the Wednesday Night War. But there have been certain times WWE have NXT have won, but mostly with the viewership, never with the 18 to 49 demographic. Now, for me, I feel like okay, maybe I could, but I heard that it's free, the Peacock. I'm not sure about that. If someone can do research for me on that, I'll be cool. Right now, I'm trying to catch up with other things, with other content that I'm trying to follow. But I feel okay with it. But here's the reason. For me, I lost touch watching Raw and SmackDown. It hasn't been the same for me for a long time. Now, if you have someone like The Rock, I'll definitely watch it. Or you have DX or NWO or some of the legends. I'm down to watch it. But however, recently with like for a while now, maybe a couple years, I haven't been watching Raw or SmackDown. I've mostly been paying attention with the NXT and NXT UK and 205 Live as well. But that's how it is. But occasionally, I do watch the pay per view. You know, like SmackDown, no, like WrestleMania, the Rumble, that sort of thing. So I'm okay with that. So we'll see what happens, but I want to hear from you guys. Do you think this is a good thing for you guys to enjoy and watch WWE go to Peacock? If it is, tell me why you like it. But if there's those of you who don't like it, I want you to guys to give me your opinion why it's not a good idea. So I'm always open to hear what people have to say because we love wrestling. If you don't, then you guys better get off the bus. But that's how it is. So I think that's it for now for all of you guys. So stay tuned for more coming up. I think I got Tuesday wrestling coming up, and also I will do an entire episode of DDT Pro Wrestling and another episode all Stardom. So I must bid all of you guys adieu. So goodbye, and have a nice day. Bang.